Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be going over my 4 favorite books that I read in 2023. So I read quite a few books this year. I think I updated my Goodreads. I think it shows like 26 books. I actually read something closer to probably about 35 or 40 books. I need to go through and update my Goodreads, but these are the 4 favorite books of the year. A lot of really good books I read this year. I mean, most of them I gave 4 or 5 stars to. A lot of good books. But these are the ones that really had a profound personal effect on me, or I just found to be really excellent books. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and go through it. So the first book I want to mention is The Healing Wisdom of Birds by Leslie Morrison. I'll give you a close-up in case you want to look into it. This book is fantastic. So as many of you know, this last year I really started getting deep into bird divination. And it is definitely a process and a journey, and I'm learning, and I've got a lot more to go. But this book has a lot of good information. It's not just a book of correspondences, which is why of the books that I read, this one I really loved. Because yes, it gives different birds and their symbolism, you know, maybe elements they might be associated with, a little bit of history and lore. But the whole first half of this book, she goes in to like a history and birds throughout history and how they've played a role with deity and divination and things like that. So it's really, really a fantastic book. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And so much so that it didn't actually have a index in it. So I went through and actually created an index of the different birds that are in the book and what pages they're on, so that I could use it for reference. So yes, excellent book. I highly recommend this one if you're into anything with magic and birds and divination with birds. The other book I want to mention is the Book of Candle Magic by Madame Pamita. I have read a lot of candle magic books, a lot of them. Candle magic is one of the first things I started with. I'm also a fire sign. I also work a lot with fire energy. And this book is fantastic. If you are looking for one book to buy on candle magic and you're beginning, or even if you're not beginning but you want to try some different methods and processes out, this book is great. She really touches a little bit on everything. She speaks very plainly in here. It's very easy to understand. He's got some pictures in there, some drawings. She really explains things very well and covers such a broad range. I mean, pretty much all the basics are in here. It's a very thorough book. So if there was one book that I would recommend for beginners for candle magic, it would be this book. There is another book I'm going to be reading this year on candle magic, so we'll see how that one goes. It looks like more of an in-depth for maybe some deeper candle magic, but this is great for the beginner or intermediate even. You know, maybe there's some things you haven't tried in candle magic, and this kind of really goes over all the different types of ways to use candles. I think she even touches on divination in here. It's really well written book. I really enjoyed reading that one. So that is my second book that I really loved from last year. The next book is one of the first books I read this last year in 2022, and that is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And you guys, this book is amazing. You talk about just connecting with earth energy and being a part of it, and just being one with the earth and everything around you. The spirit and energy in this book is, I mean, it's calm, it's connecting, it's so earth energy. It is just, I really love this book. So much so that I actually bought it in audio format as well, so that I could re-listen to it. I'm a bit of a slow reader, so books this chunky tend to take me some time. So if I really enjoy books, I will tend to get both their hard copy and their audio version if they have one available. And she does. She has another one that I actually want to look into getting because I really enjoyed this book that much. So that is my third book. And fourth, last but not least, is Tarot Spreads by Barbara Moore. So I have been reading tarot, I probably want to say, I think since 2016, maybe. And this book really helped give me a deeper understanding of spreads and how they're used and how to build them, as well as it just has so many useful spreads in here. So if you're ready to start creating your own spreads, or maybe considering for doing readings more for than just yourself or family members, and maybe thinking about getting into reading for others, I also recommend this book for that, because it really gives you some depth and background in the spreads and how they're built, and understanding that really helps give you a better understanding of how and why you might use certain spreads for different people in different situations, depending on what the reading is. Very good book. Absolutely loved it. So that is it. Those are my 4 books, favorite books of the year. Very hard decision to make because I read a lot of other books this year, and like I said, I gave a lot of them 4 or 5-star ratings, but these books in particular stood out. This one for learning and depth. This one is just because it has a great, amazing, wide range of information in it. This is the best beginner to intermediate book on candle magic that I have read that is all-inclusive, and I've read quite a few candle magic books, and this one, just the authenticity and the connection and the love of the earth, and it's an amazing book. So all very different reasons, but those are my top 5 for top 4, sorry, top 4 for 2022. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, please leave them down in the comments. I do love to chat with you there. What were your 4 favorite books for 2022? I'd love to hear. All right, have a great day, and thank you for watching.